What is up, guys? We are back again, and this is going to be not necessarily a recap of KvK per se, but this is going to be a KvK, kind of like a checklist, I guess, for you guys, of things to consider and things you can do to better your KvK experience and help your kingdom overall, okay? I got quite a few questions messaged to me during this KvK for whatever reason. Normally, I really don't get KvK questions, but I'm not really caught up on my mail yet. But what is that, Gasm? I'd love you forever if you have a bunch of RSS to. That's my Foxy. That's my fucking Foxy. All right, let's just get on with it, okay? The number one question that I was actually asked during this KvK is, why does my fucking kingdom? This is actually a question. I had to write some of these down so that I remember them, but I kind of paraphrased. But this is actually the question. Why does my fucking kingdom purge just an hour before KvK begins? All right, it's kind of obvious and it's kind of common sense why they do it, but we'll explain this anyways, okay? In every kingdom has complacent players, and by that I mean they have players that don't pay attention to their shelter times, their anti-scout, or their shield timers. They just kind of let shit roll, and then, you know, whatever's out is out until they remember or get off work to log in and do whatever it is, okay? Now, your kingdom will purge to make sure that people like that have all their shit sent to infirmary, so there's no free points for the enemy kingdom. Because if you think about it, that's the first thing the enemy kingdom is going to be looking for are troops, okay? Of course, you know, you have Titan guilds that are going for base and forts, but a majority are going to also be out looking for kills, okay? They'll take the base and forts, then go for kills, or you'll have teams going for, you know, forts and base or specific guilds, but you're still gonna have people going around looking for kills. And you are an easy target, especially if you're a lower might player. You're an easy target, and those are free kills, okay? So either pay attention and know when KvK starts and shield up or shelter or something so that you're not giving away shit for free, or your kingdom is going to purge it from you so that the other kingdom cannot get those points, all right? So it's pretty simple. All right, the next thing that we do have to talk about is something not necessarily strategy per se, but you want to make sure that you play within your realm, okay? You want to play within your realm. And by that, I mean, if you're, you know, a 30, 40, 50 mil might player, obviously you're not going to have T4 troops. So you probably feel a little handicapped as far as what you can and can't do during KvK. You may get discouraged. There was a lot of people I saw complaining that they were bitching. They couldn't join rallies because it was T4 only. They couldn't find any targets within their realm or within their means that they could attack, which is kind of true in our kingdom, because most of our kingdom that is below, say, 100 and so million might is completely dead. So that's essentially true. If you got paired up against our kingdom, you know that there was really no targets for you if you're in the 40-50 mil range that you could even attack. So what do you do in cases like that? All right, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, okay? I'm going to say it again. Farmers are the ones who win KvK for their kingdom, okay? It's not the people that are camping base. It's not the people that are going and getting kills. Although those points do help tremendously, there's only so many guilds that can sit inside bases and forts, okay? There's only so many players that can benefit off of sitting in bases and forts. So you either have to find massive amounts of kills, and if you're paired up with a kingdom like ours, that's really not an option. So what is going to win it for you? It is going to be the farming, okay? So don't be ashamed to sit on tiles. Don't be afraid to sit on tiles to, you know, get your kingdom points, to meet your, you know, whatever, your solo quest and stuff like that. Own it. Do it, okay? And I recommend that to whatever kingdom you're in. If you're small or whatever. What is going on here? Always burn and bully this kingdom. I should have blocked chat. And that goes for whatever kingdom you're in. You can always farm tiles, okay? You can always farm tiles. If you're a free-to-play player, you don't want to risk losing your troops. If you feel more comfortable sitting in a shield, whatever you want to do, you can play within your means. And sometimes that is knowing when to just farm tiles. You see that all the time, okay? And you always see people bad-mouthing, oh, you know, look at this guy just farming tiles. Look at this guy just farming tiles. Those are actually the people that win KvK for their kingdom, okay? It wins KvK for their kingdom. All right, now on the flip side of that, you also have to realize that farmers are the ones who weigh heavily in on you know, who's going to win and who's not going to win KvK. All right. So because of that, you also have to remember you have to hit tiles. It is not stooping low. It is not being pathetic. It is not being a bitch to go and hit tiles. You don't want people on tiles in your kingdom. Okay. I've been in kingdoms that won religiously their KvKs. It doesn't matter who they were paired up against. They won religiously. And the two ways they did it, they had many, many guilds that would go out and farm tiles in the enemy kingdom. And you also had groups that would stay in the kingdom, port around, and knock people off of tiles. All right, I'm just saying you have to think of it that way, okay? So that's another option. You can always go and knock people off of tiles. You don't even have to have your whole army out to do it. A lot of times if you scout, and I did it quite a bit this KvK, just because I wanted to see, because somebody was saying that they couldn't go and hit tiles. They didn't have enough troops. Some people were saying it's a bitch thing to go and hit tiles. I said, fuck it, I don't care. I'm going to go hit tiles. So I hit a bunch of tiles, and I'm telling you right now, I did not see any tile with more than 50,000 troops. No more than 50,000 troops. And most of the time, you only had between 5 to 10,000 troops on there. Not once did I run across any T4 on tiles. Very rarely did I even see T3. It was mostly T2 and T1. Okay, so there you go. There's another opportunity and another way you can also get some points and feel like you're contributing in terms of kills. Okay, because face it, everybody wants to throw an army out there. So even if you're limited to just attacking tiles, it is still a help to your fucking kingdom. And after all, that's all KvK is your kingdom against somebody else's kingdom. There's no cheap shots. Farm tiles, attack tiles, take forts, base, you know, whatever. There's no cheap shots. It's fucking war. War is war is war is war is war. Okay? Now, there's also another thing I want to point out that was actually just brought up recently here in our kingdom. Foxy, God damn it. I love you, bro, very much, but maybe I should like move chat. I wish I had something I could hide chat with right now. There's also another thing I want to bring up that was just brought up here in our K185 chat. It's an old school trap method, okay? Old school trap method, but it still rears its ugly head every now and then. And here's how it works, okay? You go to attack a player. They send a troop out, or they send an army to a camp either next to their castle or, you know, whatever, some distance away from yours. That should be a red flag right there. You don't attack those fucking tiles, okay? You don't attack a camped tile. And here's why. Somebody in this kingdom was just talking about how they were in a match against another castle, and that castle sent out an army camp to a tile. They went to attack the tile. They're marching. All of a sudden, the person recalls. A champion player ports in and ports away like that, all within the same second and a half, 2 seconds, whatever. You don't have enough time to click the fucking recall button, basically, and now your shit's dead, all right? So if you're going to attack camped tiles, you have to be prepared for that, because that is a very shitty technique, but it's KvK, and that is actually a really good strategy. So another thing, okay? Another thing I want to point out is if you are a trap, if you are, even a moderate sized player, use anti-scout, okay? Use anti-scout. I'm not saying that it is going to protect you indefinitely. I do know that if you are like 75, 80, 90, 100, in that ballpark, that a lot of times with anti-scout, you will be ignored. Why will you be ignored? Because that is the low end range for a solo trap, okay? That is a low end range for a solo trap. Sometimes that means nothing, and those people will still go for your castle, but you have, a better chance of not being attacked by having anti-scout on versus them scouting you and saying, oh shit, he's only got, 600,000 troops. I'll go ahead and fucking wipe that out. No problem. So use your anti-scout, okay? For smaller free-to-play players who are on their tiles, make sure you have adequate infirmary space, okay? I can't stress that enough. Make sure you have adequate infirmary space, because if somebody does attack your tiles, if you have to close the game, get a phone call or something, it's KvK, you're going to get attacked. You want to make sure that you're not taking reds off of farming tiles, okay? You don't want to do that. And then, of course, any excess troops that you do have, You can just tuck them away in the shelter or in a fake dark nest rally, whatever you want to do. There's many things you can do, but you want to make sure that you have adequate infirmary space so that if your tiles do get attacked and you can't recall, you're not taking any reds, okay? You want to make sure of that, all right? And lastly, save up your random ports and save up your normal teleports. If you're a moderately pay-to-play or free-to-play player, save those for KvK, okay? Save those for KvK, you know, because it comes in handy. It comes in handy. You can random teleport around until you reach a safer zone of the map, you know, or wherever you feel safer. Sometimes it's on the outskirts of the map that players feel safer as a smaller player to farm tiles. They're not going to be harassed as often as if you're, you know, directly in between, you know, a fort and the base. You know, that's kind of a hot zone right there where typically the larger players will be. So that is where during KvK, a lot of the people who are looking for kills will stay around for the most part. So if you're on the outer skirts of the map, you know, or you have to random port around till you get there, you want to have some random teleports to help you out. So don't just blow everything before KvK. And, you know, of course, try not to blow everything during KvK, but, you know, whatever. That, I think, is it. I think that covers everything. I think that covers everything, right? I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is there was like a bunch of messages and stuff like that. So, anyways, guys, that is it. You guys need to start following me on WeGamers so that we can have some fun there. And we got to get back to our roots here. So, a little bit of Jim Beam for the newest subscribers here, the newest 4 subscribers. We're going to do a shot right now for these guys. Harza Faye, Ricardo Sosa, Dragos, whatever your name is, and Amber Nicole. This is for you. Ooh, that is yummy. That is yummy. Ooh. All right. I don't know if I covered everything. I probably did not. Let's be honest. It's me. It's me. We all know I don't cover everything. So if you have more to add to it, which I'm sure there's plenty more to add to it, please drop it in the comment section below. If there's something that you agreed with or don't agreed with or you want to add to, please drop it in the comment section below. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Stay sexy as fuck. I love you guys.
Sinister mind, I administer rhymes to the youth like America's Mr. Minister Prime. Got them digging my rhymes, cause every line that I write they can relate to. It's great to be so much alike, cause the shit that they're going through's the same shit that I've been through. I just talk about it, not my problem if it offends you. You hypocritical parents who criticize lyrics are the same ones who criticize the kids for their feelings, but get pissed off when a kid pulls out a pistol in the middle of his classroom shooting up his school. You blame the NRA, saying guns are the issue, but don't mention the bullies or the shit the kid went through. You paint him as a monster, but he's not, he just needed help. When he cried out, you left him just to fend for himself. Too bad you do good as good and do good at caring before hearing what happened. That's where you shouldn't be parent.